manager more than that.
But I prefer to see Middlesbrough do that and taking the game to Steaua rather than just kind of lump it to the two strikers and hope for a little knock-off.
Pedro. Macaroni. Line of four waiting to attack it. Oh, and he's dropped it, but Yakubu couldn't turn it in. Again, the eccentricity of the Portuguese goalkeeper on display. I thought Boateng won the ball, but he's going to get carded for this.
I think it's a bad decision. I think it's a great challenge. I think the authorities these days seem to be trying to knock that combative edge out of the game. I mean, that's a good midfield challenge from George Boateng, and that's ridiculously harsh. It's wrong. Yeah, it's that one. It's the second one. He certainly played the ball with his left peg, but it's the other one coming around that I think the referee's penalised.
First portion of the evening. There are actually 5 Steaua players who are one booking away from missing the final. Only one for Middlesbrough, that's Macaroni. Official attendance has just been handed to us, 34,622, a European record here. And by at least 3,000, the biggest crowd at the Riverside this season in any competition. Big crowd, big night, and at the moment, huge disappointment. But it is retrievable. Yakubu. Macaroni. Outside him is Parnaby. Macaroni goes it alone. Hasselbank! Down he goes! Oh, he's given a dive. Yellow card, Hasselbank. Well, 35,000 people or thereabouts in unison up off their feet, expecting a penalty.
I tend to agree, John. He got stuck under his feet, and I think Jimmy Floyd knows that this one's just a little too far ahead of him, and the keeper's going to get there. And I think he goes down easily and trying to win a penalty. There's no contact for me from Goyan, and I think the referee has got that one spot on.
I agree. Ribos Michel tends to get the big decisions right. That's why he is one of the world's top referees. And whilst it would have been wonderful to see Middlesbrough get a penalty, not via a method like that.
Well, we saw him win one against Rome, and he was very clever in seeing the goalkeeper coming, but that time he just overdid it.
Macaroni loses it. And then Rockenbach with a foul. Steaua are thinking about a substitution of their own. They have a fairly defensive bench tonight.
I think, yeah, the best way Steaua can help themselves in the second half is by just holding on to the ball, you know. Don't be afraid to get on it. They're good at knocking around, technically excellent side, and just show a little composure when you do get hold of it and find another blue shirt.
Jakob is the player that's going to be withdrawn, who's faded. His fitness has become an issue for him. He's been out for 6 weeks. Yakubu, Hasselbank. Boateng lunged in, didn't get the ball. Here's Macaroni though. And Hasselbank! One of these has to go in, and it needs to go in pretty soon.
I think it's always a little trickier for a striker when he's ahead of the front post. It's more difficult, but this does come at him very, very quickly once it's fed to Macaroni. He really zips it in front post. It just doesn't quite get his feet sorted. It was a very good chance though, wasn't it? Another very good chance. Maybe he felt the defender was just going to get there before him and wasn't quite prepared for arriving at his feet. And frustration to follow.
At least Steve McLaren has got the response he was looking for. Gives them a chance. He does though feel that his team are defending too deep. He wants them to push up. Downing. Viduka goes up! Viduka scores! And all around the riverside there are questioning looks, as if to say, we have been here before.
Well, it is on again now, isn't it? And Downing's got to see more of it, because he has that crossing ability. Nobody closes him down. The goalkeeper Carlos has come a couple of times and got away with it. That time Radoy had a go at him because he said you should have stayed on your line. He committed himself, got caught in no man's land, and it's a cracking finish. And the big Australian just gets up above Goyan, and look at the keeper, completely lost.
And now Goyan has to intercede as Viduka chases, and it's Steaua's turn to look rattled. Because of the away goals rule, Middlesbrough need 2 more. There can be no extra time. Macaroni. Ian 2 in 25 minutes, it's eminently doable.
Downing's already calling for it, and I think Middlesbrough have got to keep working. Okay, he's a little bit deep now, but he's getting in some very good positions left flank, and they've got to keep looking to pick him out.
Welcome back, Boateng. Expectation rife. Again, George Boateng. Carnaby. Maybe not the right decision.
No, he had players around him. He could have threaded a little one through to Hasselbank. Macaroni's telling him he should have played it to me. I'm in a wide position. But this is a great jump by Viduka. Goalkeeper makes a mess of it, and it's a very good header, and it's in. It's on. They believe it.
Well, I was under the impression that Basel was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it may prove to be the case, but they've got a wonderful chance of repeating the trick, and what a trick. Here's Viduka, and he'll have a go.
Maybe a little anxiety. I think he's acknowledging that, trying to do things a little too quickly. There were people in support again.
You see McLaren has just emerged from his technical area and has said, calm down, calm down, calm down.
Yeah, I think the excitement of that second goal has probably just got through a little bit, and it's understandable, John, because they're thinking, can we do it again? You know, and they are forcing it a little bit just now.
Came off Kadru's head. That was handball by Dika. That should be a yellow card. It will be, and Dika is out of the final. If Steaua get through, he is out for a 3rd yellow card in the tournament, and the last 2, you know, one for a silly handball here and one for taking his shirt off having scored last week.
Or doesn't he just know it as well? You could see his reaction. I mean, if they do make it through, he's distraught now.
I wonder how much use he'll be from here on in. Has to put team before self. He looks like he's close to tears out there. Here is Dika. On for Oprica. And Dika has continued his gallop towards the penalty spot. There is, Jim, something intangible in the air. Best described as a tingle of anticipation. Balan has replaced Jakob in the aftermath of the Viduka goal. And that will be a goal kick. Balan, by the way, is a right-sided defender who has replaced a striker. Has the profile of a boxer and a similar approach to his football.
Well, it looks as if he's been brought on just to stifle the threat of Downing getting anything else in from that left side.
Oprica has moved alongside Dika up front with the exit of Jakob. Balan slotting into the right side of midfield where he can look after Downing. Kedru. As the noise rolls around the Riverside stands. Middlesbrough's home for the past 11 years. For 93 seasons before that, it was historic Ayresome Park. Here's Macaroni. Just too strong for Yakubu. And whatever happens from here on in, the UEFA Cup has now made an indelible mark on the people of Teesside. Slow to take it to their hearts, but now addicted. 20 years ago, in his mid-20s, Steve Gibson helped to rescue the club. Helped to get them back into Ayresome Park. Helped to renew the faith of the legions of Borough supporters who'd seen Mannion and Hardwick and Cancel and Clough, and had seen their club brought to its knees by mismanagement and by debt. And now, vibrant once again, and battling for a trip to a first European final in only their second European season. Rockenbach. Boateng. Barnaby. Yakubu. Rockenbach, Downing wants it left side. Rockenbach goes alone! And that, even from this angle, seemed to be swerving.
I think it did, because I think the goalkeeper's totally fooled by him. I think he's just suggested as well to his defence that he didn't have a good view of it. Once he took it on his left side, this moves a lot. And he's completely beaten if that's just a yard lower. Can't see it.
Gareth Southgate reduced to spectating. The captain with the injured hamstring. And I have a feeling that there was a yellow card for Carlos, the goalkeeper, for time wasting after that chance had sailed only narrowly over his bar. Mari. Kedru. Confirmation of the caution for the Portuguese goalkeeper. Middlesbrough requiring 2 more goals. Barnaby, Macaroni. And these players fueled by the belief that they've done this before. Rockenbach. It's dangerous to stand up him. Boateng. Macaroni. Now Barnaby to cross. In the way was Guillenea.
They have a blind spot, Middlesbrough, when it comes to the left side, but Downing, more often than not, is in a lot of space. I think they've got to look to him instead of the right.
Barnaby with distance. Riggett on. Yakubu poaching. Stuart Downing drives it in, and Riggett turns it in. He missed a sitter on Sunday. He has scored from point-blank range, and make no mistake, Middlesbrough are very much in business. They are level on aggregate.
Well, we're talking at the start of the night about doing things the hard way, and they've had to try and produce it again tonight, but it's not half exciting. I've been talking about Downing on the left side. He's always getting the space, and here's the proof finally. I mean, it's fallen to him. I think he's driven it extremely well across Carlos, and because of the pace on it, the goalkeeper just can't hold it. Doesn't enough just to get a touch on it, and that's just something you have to have somebody mopping up, and Riggett has done extremely well, and he'll be feeling better about that after the earlier goal conceded too. Oh dear.
Are we in the middle of some strange dream, or are we watching a tape of another game?
Don't care, I'm loving it.
Oh, it is so on now. It is so on now. Chris Riggett, who sank to the Villa Park turf with his head in his hands just 4 days ago, and now puts Middlesbrough within a goal of the UEFA Cup final. Yakubu. And no one is calm now. Yellow card for Bala. And the ball's been kicked away. Could be another yellow. It is for Lovin.
I mean, he's got a little bit on the ball in the end, but the referee, I think, pulled him back for the earlier tug on Yakubu's shirt when he tried to turn 20 yards prior to that.